fully into our fall here in Colorado, and the leaves are already beginning to fall. And we're seeing the aspen contrasting with the absolute beauty across our mountain range. It's really why so many of us chose this beautiful state for us to live in. I'm the same as you. I just love its beauty. Now, over the last couple of weeks, or the next couple of weeks actually, I'm going to be closing out our series on the invisible war. And if you remember, we started our journey by pulling back the curtain on spiritual warfare, the spiritual warfare that was instigated by hell itself on our behalf. And we examined where and when Lucifer made the mistakes that he made that got him thrown out of heaven so long ago, and maybe even that position of being the most powerful angel in all of heaven. Oh, by the way, great move, Mr. Devil. It seems like he has been in a cosmically bad mood ever since. Well, I guess we could look at that another time, but we examined how this affected Israel of the Old Testament, how it affected the church of the past 2,000 years. And as important as that was, it brought us into the day that we live in right now. And we begin to find that prophetically, the Bible has a lot to say about today. And we examined the rapture of the church. We examined the 7-year tribulation. We looked at the second coming of Christ in the millennium. And we even looked at the difference between the judgment seat of Christ and also another judgment, which was called the Great White Throne of Judgment. There's so much to study. And yet it's a part of our eternal heritage. Now, there's another event that we presuppose that the Bible has little to say about, and yet it is one of the most talked about events and things in the whole Bible, and it's called heaven. Why is so little said about it? Well, I suppose it starts with the fact that you pretty much have to die to be there, and that it would have to be the first qualifier to getting us upfront information and seats on the lowdown about what it's like to be there. But so we can't do that. But there is some who have either been there, that would definitely be Jesus, he would qualify for that, or who had been given glimpses of this unexplainable place. And glimpses is about all we can actually say about the unexplainable. The Apostle Paul said it this way. He said that what he had seen was unlawful to even talk about. And I can see Jesus telling Paul, all right, Paul, I'm going to show you some things, but listen here. They ain't going to believe it even if you tell them about what you're going to see. So from this point on, Paul, don't even try. And I can see Jesus saying that to him, and Paul would say, yeah. He even told me it's unlawful to talk about. But why? Because it would be the equivalent of 24/7 amazement. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to try to go very far into my assessment today either, but you're going to have to come on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. for our service Sunday morning to be able to find out something more than this. Now one more thing, because there's the other side of talking about the glory of heaven, and that's the agony of hell, which is very real. Our series will end by talking about that. And where do we go from here? Well, what happens when we die? And why is eternity too long to ignore the right now of life? Well, we're going to finish this series with a bang, folks, and I don't want any of you to miss it. So come on out this Sunday for a 10:30 a.m. service, and we will see you then. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see you.
Holy Spirit, rain, falling like a flood, break upon my praise as I sing of your love. Holy Spirit, fire, burn within my soul as I call